Okay, so let's start building our application. So if we take a look at the final one, we have some routes. So we need to bring React Router to the equation and prepare the application to, receive routes, different routing. So first, we need to include the CSS. So I'm going to go right here at the top and say import dot / resources / CSS / app.css. Very good. So now, again, since we are going to be using routes, this file, this app, should be going to our route file. So the app.js, instead of calling it app.js, I'm going to call it routes. And touts? No, routes. Routes. And no, never update. Sorry for that. Sometimes that routes. And the icon changed, of course, because I have a theme installed. It's the Material UI theme. So inside of index, we have the app CSS, import app from app. Well, not really now. Now we're going to get a routes file, routes, and from / and then routes. All right. So now if you remember, maybe you didn't know this because you never worked with a React router, we need to wrap our application inside the browser router. So we need to bring something from React router. So I'm going to go right here at the top and import open, and then it's going to be browser. Let me make it right. Browser, and then router. And it's going to be, of course, from React Router DOM, React Router DOM. Right. So now our whole application is going to be wrapped in this browser router. So I'm going to go right here at the bottom, create a function, which is going to be our main application. And this one is going to be returning just, the browser router. So it's return, open and close. And inside of here, I make use of browser router. Now, whatever goes inside of browser router is going to be our main application. Since we have a file to manage all the routes, we're going to include the routes right here. So at the end, our main starting point is going to be app, and app, it's browser router with the routes inside. Okay. So of course, if we go right here, we are still getting hello because routes, it's equal to this component. Of course, we need to modify this a little bit. Now, what else? Inside routes, right here inside this file, we will create all our routes. Right now, we don't have a route. We just have the home. So we're going to pretty much modify this just to render home. And then, of course, we're going to be adding routes. Okay, so I'm going to remove this one from here. We are not going to really use it right now. And I'm going to delete this. And I'm going to create just a function, const routes equals, and later we're going to receive props. So I'm going to put it right now. We're not going to use it right now, but I'm just going to leave it for future reference. So just like the other components, we just need to return something. So we could return a div saying hello in this case. And routes, it's export default routes. And when the application loads, we are still getting hello. That's good. Now, on the main application, the final one, we can see that on every route, we get the header, the same header, and the same footer. So it can make sense for us to create a hide order component to store the header and the footer because we're gonna show it on every route. So that's what we're going to be doing right now, creating a component to store the header and the footer, and we are going to create a high order component to return a layout. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So first I'm going to go to source, and I'm going to create right now a components directory, not a file, just a folder. It's going to be components. Right. Now inside the source directory again, and you can put it outside the source directory. It's completely up to you. Doesn't really matter right now. So inside source, I'm gonna put it, we need to put it inside source, but outside components, or you can put it inside components. I'm gonna create a directory outside called HOC for, high order components. And this HOC pretty much is gonna be the main layout we're gonna use on the application. So now I'm going to create a file called layout.js, and layout.js is going to be a React stateless component. just a React stateless component. We are going to be receiving props later. And what we do right here, we just render something. We say, okay, hello. I'm going to say hello right here. So now in routes, instead of making a reference to that hello right now, what we're going to be doing is importing that layout. So import, then layout from ./hoc/ and the main layout. And instead of rendering something right here, I'm going to say layout, and I'm going to say second line. You're going to see why in a minute. So now we are rendering the layout, and inside of the layout, we have second line. So if I go right now and reload the application, the only thing we get is hello. And it's because layout is just returning hello. We are not rendering this second line. So what I'm going to do right here, I'm going to go right here at the bottom and say this, props.children. And whenever, we reload the application, we get hello and we get second line. So if we go to a different route, we are still going to get hello, and then we're going to get whatever we have on that component. That is the idea. We will always render the header right here, the footer at the bottom. We don't have them yet. And inside in between of the header and the footer, whatever component we're going to be passing here through routes. That's why we use a layout and a high order component. Okay, so we don't have a header and we don't have a footer. We need to create them right now. So I'm going to go to components. I'm going to create a new directory called header, just like this, and footer, maybe underscore footer. And inside of here, I will start creating first the header.js. It's going to be real simple. So the header, it's we could create a class, or we can create a stateless app. But for now, just to be safe, I'm going to create a class. So React class-based components. Okay. So inside of the header, we are going to be returning pretty much the header. Okay. So from layout, I'm going to import the header, import, then header from /components / header and footer / and then header, because we don't have an index. So right now, what do? I'm just gonna put the header component right here, and whenever, of course, the application loads or we go to a different route, we will always have the header at the top. And same thing later with the footer, but we're gonna do the footer at the end. Okay. That's good. So let's create all the logic for the header. We need to do something like this. Okay, so for the header, we're going to use the same material UI app bar we did on the previous project. So I'm going to go at the top right here and start importing things. So import its app and then bar from open. We need to do the @ and then material UI core, and it's the same name app bar. Again, if you remember, inside of the app bar, we need the toolbar. So import then toolbar from @material UI core, and the same name in this case. We are not going to use the material UI icons on this one. And we will have buttons, buttons. So I will import then button from @material UI core, and then again button. Very good. Now we will use links because these are actual links. So to use links and use React Router DOM, we need to import the link module from React Router DOM. So link, and it's going to be from React, then router, and then DOM. Very good. We're going to use the city logo, and we have the city logo inside icons right here, I believe. Yes, UI icons. No, we're going to do it later. I'm going to do it in a minute. So, okay. So first, what we need to do, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to return that app bar from material UI. If you remember, this app bar needs some configuration. So the position, just like before, is going to be fixed. So position equals fixed. Very good. Then I'm going to use style, open and close, and I'm going to modify some of the default stylings. The background color, we're gonna add that blue, that light blue color. It's gonna be, hashtag 98C5E9. That's the actual color. Then I'm gonna add a box shadow. I'm gonna remove the box shadow. I don't like box shadow. You know me. Shadow. Then it's gonna be none, of course. Coma, I'm gonna add a little bit of padding, 10 pixels from the top and 0 from the sides. And one more thing, the last one, the border bottom. And the border bottom is gonna be 2 pixels solid, and it's kind of a dark blue. So it's gonna be hash. Oops, sorry for that. There we go. There we go. There we go. So it's 00285E. That is it. So inside of the app bar, we need that toolbar again. So I'm going to open and close and make a reference to the Material UI toolbar we've imported at the top. And again, of course, we need to add some stylings. In this case, I'm not going to modify a lot. I'm just going to give it a display of flex. So display and then flex. And if we reload the application, well, we kind of get it. It's nice. Okay, so inside of here, inside of this toolbar container, we need to add the logo. So for now, I'm just going to say div. I'm going to add the style of the flex grow because we are using flex on the parent. So flex and then grow. And this one is going to be equal to 1. Very good. And inside of here, we're going to be adding, the logo. For now, I'm going to say div, open and close. And this one is going to get a class name of header logo underscore logo. And I'm going to put the logo in a minute right here. Okay, so at least we get, the word logo and it's on the same spot than this one. Okay, so then, of course, we need to add the links. And since we are using React Router DOM, we need to use link at the top. So I'm going to say link. Oh, let me make it right. Link, open and close. Let me open and close. Very good. Now this link needs a property, which is the to, which is where we're going to go. And I'm going to say to, and the route is going to be called the team. And this is where we can see the whole squad. Next one, I'm going to create a new link. And this one, instead of the team, is going to be the matches. We can see the matches of the team. And inside of here, we're going to add the button from Material UI. So open and close, button. Very good. I'm going to change the color to inherit and open and close. And this one is going to be the team. And I'm going to copy this one. We are almost done. I'm going to copy the team and I'm going to copy this one, which is going to be matches. Oop, matches. There we go. Going to reload the application. And okay, we kind of get this. Now, with the logo, we need to do something else, right? Because right here we are now saying logo, but on the real application, we will use the logo maybe on different parts. At least right now, we are using it at the top, on the header, and then on the footer. So, it kind of makes sense for us to create a reusable component where we can display the logo with the background position and the link and everything else. So let's go to the next section and start creating a reusable component, our first reusable component.